All right. So I have Arnold Barboza here. He is an undefeated fighter who has 29 fights and 11 KOs, and he is the mandatory ranked number one to fight against Teofimo Lopez in lightweight. How you doing there, Arnold?
Man, I'm good, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure to having you here. And I just to let you know, I was telling you, we got a lot of respect for you, man. You're trying to get the best fights, so that's the type of fighters that we support in this channel. We're kind of old school in that regard. So you keep doing what you're doing. All
Thank you, man.
right.
I appreciate it.
So I have a few questions here for you, and one of the questions that I have for you is: you're undefeated and avoided. Why is that?
Man, you know what? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just, maybe I think it's, people don't think I have a following, or I mean, I don't know what it is. I just really don't know what it is. That's kind of a question, for other fighters. You know what I mean? But we're done. Waiting for these big fights. And I'm pretty sure eventually it's gonna come. So as long as we stay busy, then that's what we're going for.
Okay. And what was your hardest fight to date so far?
Um, Man, I don't, you know what? I'd probably have to say I think like to this day so far as a fight like in the beginning like when I fought some guy, I was coming down in weight. I was fighting at 145, and then he weighed in like at 154, 152, and then I still took the
Oh,
fight, and then he rehydrated like crazy. So I mean, I think that's probably the hardest fight. Like I would hit this guy, and he was lefty. I would hit him, and he
oh.
would like comb his hair. Like he just it was just a hard fight. I got hit with a lot of punches, so that was probably my toughest one.
That was your toughest fight. Okay. Uh all right. So this is a kind of hard question, but I do want to ask you. So Oscar de la Hoya has a reputation of sometimes not making the best fights. How do you like Golden Boy Promotions?
Man, you know what? I love Golden Boy Promotions, man. I mean, so far so good. It's been really good so far. I got no complaints whatsoever.
Okay.
And honestly, I think those fights that Oscar doesn't make sometimes for certain fighters. I think it's more of the fighters and it's Oscar. Like he says, a lot of
Hmm.
fighters tend to price themselves out.
Hmm. So you're saying within also Golden Boy, there's fighters that price themselves out too?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it works. What fighters we were talking about in particular, but I know that Oscar is trying to make the best fights. I know he's trying to work with other promoters. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it's him or if it's another fighter.
Okay, okay. All right. So Josh Taylor was your WBO mandatory. What happened with that fight?
Josh Taylor, I never knew anything about Josh Taylor. When he was WBO champion, I wasn't number one. I think I was like number three or
Oh,
number
okay. So
two.
number
Yeah, I've
two.
never,
Okay,
I've
okay. I
never.
thought you were okay. I thought
No,
you were number one.
yeah,
So
I've been number one only with Teofimo, but with Josh Taylor, I wasn't ever. He was never
okay,
my
okay,
mandatory. I was never mandatory.
okay. That's so that got resolved. All right. So Teofimo is your WBO mandatory right now. And in an interview, he said that you need more experience to fight him. What is your response?
I've heard a lot of things. I've heard he said that I need more experience, and I think he said that I need a belt, to fight him. But that's BS, man. Because Jermaine Ortiz didn't have no belt, and he was ranked number 10, and so it's like, come on, bro, like you don't even know what to say anymore, So at the end of the day, man, that's Teal talking Teal. I know, he opens his mouth and he says things, man, and a lot of it doesn't even make sense, So Teal's Teal, man. Like at the end of the day, I just hope that WBO does make us a mandatory to fight him, and hopefully that happens soon.
And what did you think about the fight between Jermaine Ortiz and also Teofimo Lopez?
I thought it was a difficult fight. I thought Jermaine Ortiz made it a difficult fight. I think Jermaine Ortiz needed to do more. I thought he won the fight, but I thought that he didn't do enough to beat the champion. Like I think he beat him, but not enough to beat the champion. Not enough to beat Teal. But listen, Teal shows holes in his game, just like a lot of other people. So so I mean, like I said, it's a fight that I entertain. You can't go off of performances because he'll look good in the next performance. I think it just depends on the matchup. I think Top Rank's taking care of him really good. So I think Teofimo thought that Jermaine Ortiz was going to come out and just bang with him, but surprised him.
Okay. And did you agree with the 117, 111 scorecard?
That no, I did not agree with that one. No, I didn't agree with that one. But the other those scorecards were pretty good. But no, not that one.
Okay. Okay. So, do you think that Teofimo will give you the opportunity to fight him?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He's told me, before like he don't want to give me the chance. And I mean, like I said, we're the number one WBO, so hopefully, we can get to a position where we kind of put his back against the wall and he has to fight me as a mandatory. So that's what we're kind of hoping for. We're like I said, we're not, we're not gonna, get caught up in only wanting the big fights and waiting out for a big fight or waiting for him. Made that mistake before. So now I told Golden Boy, I said, look, man, like if I can't get these big fights right now, that's fine. I know they're gonna come, but just keep me busy. I want to
Oh,
fight 3 4 times a year if I can. So that's the path that we're on right now.
so it seems like you're going to have a similar situation to David Benavidez, who is trying to fight Canelo Alvarez. Seems like you're going to have to get some good fights. How does it feel to fight other fighters but not really have access to that world championship? That's got to be a little bit frustrating. I mean, you're so
Man,
close.
yeah, it's been frustrating for years, for like a year or two already, but like I said, at the end of the day, we gotta, keep training. Can't let this discourage us. We gotta keep training, keep winning. And now that we're Golden Boy, we feel like Golden Boy really has a big plan for us. So we're just gonna follow the plan, follow what they say, and just hope for the best.
Okay. And did Teofimo Lopez team ever try to contact you, or did you ever try to contact Teofimo Lopez to make that fight?
Well, when we were with Top Rank, we Top Rank tried to make the fight several times. I know,
Mm.
the matchmakers trying to make it, and I know, the lawyer, and I know a lot of several people trying to make the fight, but he didn't want to take the fight. It was about a few times, like three, maybe, I think about 3 times. This last time, before, um, because I would always hit a Bob. I hit a Bob personally, and I would tell him like, "Hey man, give us the Teal fight." He'll be like, "Which we're gonna try to make the fight. We're gonna try to make the fight." And it's just Teal still not wanting to fight. I know my name was given to him plenty of times, and he just turned it down. So that just says a lot.
So you would say he's scared of you? I mean,
I mean,
realistically, I mean,
I don't know if he's scared, if he's just, I mean, I don't know. I think boxers, we get in the ring. I don't think we're scared of people. You know what I'm saying? But maybe it just didn't make sense for him. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know what it is. Like I said, I'm not in his mind, man. That guy's in his world of his own. He thinks the
I
way
mean,
he thinks.
picking Jermaine Ortiz over you, man, that was weird.
Yeah, I
That was
mean, and you gotta understand too. Top rank. Some people at top rank probably has something to do with that matchup because they wanted to keep it in top rank in case he does lose. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm not really worried about him anymore. I would love to fight him. That's the fight, that I would love to fight. But we're gonna stay busy. We don't have time to wait for him and his decisions, and we don't got
right.
time for that, man. We got to make our money and stay busy, stay active, and stay in the game.
All right. All right. So let's get to this one. So you're one of the few fighters that call out Subriel Matias, which we cover in this channel quite a few times, and requested actually like you want to fight him. Why do you want to fight him?
Because you know what, I think it'll make a great fight. I think it'll make a great fight. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's the most dangerous fighter at 140. Um, and also I know that he's willing to give me the shot. A lot of these other guys are busy and they want the high big fights, and I know he's willing to fight me.
Okay, so the next question comes because I did an interview with Coach Panda, and he had said that. By the way, he spoke highly of you, so he did speak really good about you. But he said that Pedro Cruz possibly spoke with Golden Boy, and or your team, and what he said is that it seemed like they weren't interested in you guys making a fight with Subriel Matias. Is this a true statement or is this not true?
I think it's true only to a certain extent. I think because I do know that after my last fight, because I had talked to Coach Panda at the Ryan Garcia and Duarte fight. And he came up to me and he said, hey, Sabriel would like to fight you. He'll give you a chance because he thinks that you guys can make a good fight. He thinks you deserve it, and he thinks it's messed up that you haven't got the chance. Well, yeah, all that, and I told him, yeah, that's fine. I told him contact my manager that I had at the time, which I'm no longer with him, but the manager that I had at the time, I told him, hey, yeah, you contact him, or because I hadn't, yeah, I told him to contact him, and so I think he did. Or no, they contacted Golden Boy, but from what I was told, and this is just what I was told, is that he just they just kind of wanted a lot of money, too much money, and I don't know. I mean, that's what I heard. I mean, but no official offer was really made to me. But because I just know that he really wanted, a substantial amount of money. So I mean, that's what I heard.
Okay. So you're saying that, I mean, technically he overpriced himself to fight you. Is this what you're saying pretty
I
much?
think he kind of overpriced it from what I heard too from others like people that other camps is like he kind of overpriced himself for a lot of other fights, not just ours, So
Mm,
I think maybe, like I think maybe he, because look, Sabril's a really good fighter. I think he's the most dangerous 140 pounder, a champion.
okay.
But I don't think he's so much of a superstar yet where he can ask for the type of money he's asking for, and like a Devin Haney or like a Ryan, and
Mm.
get that, because I don't think he has that following yet out here,
Okay, and there's some truth to that, no question. He seems like he wants to fight, and I guess this is the other question that I had following up. Were they trying to make a fight with you in Puerto Rico? Because it seems like they want to bring people to Puerto Rico to fight there. Is that
I've like not to my knowledge, I've never got an offer.
and
I never. I'm
if
not.
you were to fight there, would you fight in Puerto Rico or would you rather fight in United States? Would I mean if the option came up?
It depends, It depends. Like I said, it depends on the offer too. You know what I mean? Like I can go to Puerto Rico, and but it's gonna have to be a better offer than what we're here in the United States. You know what I mean?
I got
So
you.
yeah, so it just depends. What I mean? But yeah, I never heard of that. But look, he signed with Matchroom and the Zone, so that's a good thing. There's a lot of people, a lot of us at the Zone now, and I think a lot of these fights can happen.
Okay. So here's another one. Subriel Matias chose to fight Liam Paro, who was ranked number 8 in the WBO, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're ranked number 1. Um, does that fight kind of make sense for you as, as compared to you fighting Subriel Matias? Because that I did not quite understand why they picked a number 8 and not number 1, which you would be number 1.
I don't know, man. Like I said, it kind of it's on. I mean, like I said, I don't know, what happened, when they called, or I don't know what, I don't know a lot of details. I just know what they told me, a little bit they told me, and but look, that's good for Leon Poro. I know he's been, wanting a big fight, and congratulations to him. He's getting his title shot. But now that that's happening, then we're just gonna stay the WBO route. That's the route that we're gonna stay. We're number one already. And also, WBC we're number four, or I forgot what it was, but we can go that route as well. IBF, I know I'm like number, I don't know what it is, I forgot what it was, but I'm down there. But WBO route is the most you know common sense to go to. I mean, that's where we're number one already. So we're gonna try to force Teofimo to fight us.
Okay, so I got good news for you. So reports show that Liam Paro, is not willing to fight and for the price that he was offered. So it kind of confirms what you are saying. And
Mhm.
then this was just came up today, but he was going to fight him, which is why I asked the question. So that means that Matias does not have an opponent. Okay. Uh, they were scheduled to fight in June. And would you be willing to fight Matias in June, let's say in the Madison Square Garden? Would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, of course, like, I mean, I think Leon Paul would have did it too if the offer is right. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's a big fight, it's a world title fight, so the offer's got to be right. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we got to take care of our families just like he is. So at the end of the day, if the offer's right, of course, you know what I'm saying. But like I said, I'm not counting on it. I'm not waiting on it. I'm moving, forward and staying busy. So I'm hoping to fight April, or May. So most likely April. So we start training camp already tomorrow. So that's why I took a nice week, vacation with the kids. Took them off roading and because we were supposed to do this interview, I think a few days ago. But I,
Yeah.
I was off roading with the kids, last weekend, before I got to be out for 9 weeks. So I'm gonna start training camp tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that's good news. All right. So if you can get a championship belt, which is going to be a little bit difficult looking at how that division is flowing right now, what other opponents have you considered?
Look, like I said, big names, like Jose Ramirez, someone I've been wanting to fight for a long time. I know he's gonna fight. Now we're both a golden boy. I don't see how that, why that shouldn't be, made. Um, let me see. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, man. We just gotta wait and see what Golden Boy has planned. But I'm excited. Like I said, the goal for me is staying busy. Staying busy.
Okay.
If I can't get these big names or these title fights, and I'll just keep fighting, keep winning. So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Okay, so I got an interesting fight for you, and I'll give you other names too, and you let me know how you feel about it. So it seems like there's another fighter that's kind of under your same circumstances, and that is Sander Martin. I don't know if you know who Sander Martin is.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah, he's the mandatory of Devin Haney, and he seems like he's having a hard time also getting a title shot for the WBC. He was the mandatory for Regis Prograis, but Devin Haney beat Regis Prograis. If you couldn't get that, world championship, would you be willing to fight him?
Yeah, like I said, it all comes down to what's at stake. If they say, oh, we'll make it, an interim belt, or we'll make it this and that. Of course, what I mean. Like I know Sandro Martin, he's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why he's not fighting Devin. I mean, I don't get it. If he's a mandatory, I really don't understand what's going on there. But yeah, man, like I said, any guys that at 140, like we're not gonna turn down nobody. And if it makes sense, then we'll do it. It's not a problem.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think about the fight between Richardson Hitchens and Gustavo Lemos? What do you think of that fight? And
I
that's for going to
I,
be the.
I really don't know who Gustavo Lemos is. I haven't really seen him, but I do know who Richard Richardson is, and I think Richard Richardson is a good fighter. Um, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. It's boxing. You never know what happens. I think Richard Richardson on paper should win that fight, but we'll see what happens. You never know. Richard Richardson is a good fight too. Like I said, we're all on the zone. All the fighters in the zone. I think eventually we're gonna have to start fighting each other. So it's only a matter of time.
Okay. What would be, in your opinion, what's the route if you had to pick a route of just fighters that you were going to pick? What would be the route you want to take for the next three fights?
Well, it would be Teofimo, of course. The winner of Devin Haney and Ryan. And then possibly if I don't know what Teofimo was gonna do, but if I can fight for the WBO with if I don't fight Teofimo, it could be Jose Ramirez. I think that'll be an amazing fight.
Jose Ramirez. Okay. Who you think wins between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia?
I think Devin takes it. I think Devin takes it. I just think that the experience and I just think Devin Haney's on his game right now. So I mean, but who knows, man? We haven't really seen Ryan like really what he can do, right? In a fight like that, other than Tank, but I will see, man. I mean, hopefully it's a good fight. Hopefully Ryan, proves a lot of people wrong.
When okay, so this is interesting. So Rolando Romero did something very similar than what Teofimo Lopez did when he moved up, you know, Ortiz. He uh, Cruz had an opportunity to get a world fight. What was your opinion of that? What did you think of that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, like I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like it's like crazy. You know, we're over here waiting and fighting and proving ourselves, and then just guys just come up like nothing. Like what? It's crazy. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's the type of things that that I used to let get to me, but not no more. You know, like I'm saying, we're hats off to them, but we're gonna move forward and go with the plan that Golden Boy has.
Who wins that fight?
I think Pitbull Cruz gonna beat him. I think so. I just
You
don't
think
think Rolly has a chin.
you don't think Rolly has a chin? Um, yeah. So yeah, that's so as far as like opponents, what do you think of Gary Antoine Russell Jr.?
Man, it's a good fight. You know, what I mean, like he's a fighter that I know he hasn't fought in a minute either, right? But he's a good fighter too, man. He's someone that that hasn't got an opportunity. You know what I mean? And I hope he does soon. But like I said, at 140, I hope that we all start fighting each other soon. Like a tournament or something. You know what I mean? And start knocking each other off.
Yeah, you just want to fight, right, Arnold? You just want to just go there
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
just
just want to stay. Like I said, staying active is just key for me right now. That's what's really key for me right now.
okay. And as far as like what like how would I say uh where okay, I'm gonna give you different fighters and out of the skill levels, just tell me where you rank them. Okay, like how as far as difficulty. Okay, so I'm gonna give you names and you just rank them in difficulty. 1 out of 10, or 0 out of 10, let's say. 10 being the highest, zero being the lowest. So Devin Haney.
He'll be like a good 9, 8, 8, 9, 8 around there, 8, 9.
Okay. Richard Hitchens.
I got to see him fight. This next one. You know what I mean? With
Okay.
the Chon Cepeda, I felt like it kind of really didn't see too much of him. So, but as
Okay.
of right now, I think like I don't know. I can't like a 6, maybe 7,
6.
maybe.
Okay. Okay. Teofimo Lopez.
Man, I don't know. I don't even 0, bro. I don't know.
0. Okay. I'll make sure I do a different clip on that one so we can get him
Yeah,
started.
yeah, yeah.
uh, how about Rolando Romero?
Man, I think I got 4. Like, yeah, I don't think that guy's much, bro. Honestly.
Okay. So 4. What about Sandor Martin?
Martin, he's a good fighter. I put like a 6, maybe
A
6,
6.
7 around there.
Okay. What about Gary Antoine Russell
Probably like a 7 too, 7, 8 around there. He's pretty good. He's a good fighter.
and Subriel Matias? Did we say that one already? Subriel? No,
Yeah,
no.
I think Sabriel Matias is probably the most dangerous one. I think he's a 9 for sure. 9 or 10 because I think he's just the most dangerous one. I think the most skilled is Devin. Out of the champions, the most skilled is Devin, but the most dangerous one is Sabriel.
What makes Subriel Matias so dangerous in your opinion?
I just think the output, and the way he puts his combinations together. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's not. He's been beat before, right? It's not like he's unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? But it makes it a dangerous fight for anybody.
How would you beat Subriel Matias?
I think you gotta match his output. I think first of all you gotta have a chin. You gotta be able to take some punches because you're gonna take some, and that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? But I think that and giving back too. You gotta give him back, and you gotta last.
And what will be a more difficult fight since you rank Devin Haney high and Matias high? Which will be a more difficult fight, you think, out of the two?
I think they're both kind of equally difficult, but just in different ways. Devin will be difficult in a more tactical way. He's so sharp in his jab and this and that. But Matias is what you're getting. He's coming forward, you're coming forward, or whatever you're gonna do. So I think they're both the same amount of difficulty, but just in their own way.
Right. And those well, Yeah, and if Devin Haney were to fight Subriel Matias, who do you think would win that fight?
Man, you know that's a good question. I don't know. It's up in the air for me. It's a 50-50 fight. Yeah, it's a really 50-50 fight for me. Yeah, it's really up in the air for me.
That's a
It's a tough
50.
one.
What about Tio versus Devin Haney? Because there's gonna be a lot of Tio fans here. They want to listen to
I
this,
think
but
Devin. I think Devin will take that. Like you know, I don't even think like I only I think Tio maybe wins like a round if that but I think Devin takes that.
you really don't like Tio. I
I
can
don't
see
like
that.
him,
Has
but
he
it's the
ever?
truth though. But it's the truth
Yeah.
though. I think Devin I think he beats Devin like a round or two if that. But Devin will take the whole fight easy. I think so.
Why do you think Teofimo talks so much trash? Like, what do you think is the point of that? Is he trying to sell more pay per views? Is he just trying to do it because he's that way? I mean, what's the reason behind it?
I don't know, man. I don't think he's all there. I don't think he's missing a couple marbles. You know what I mean? I don't know, but he man, I don't know. I can't explain it. You know what I mean? I don't know. A lot of people can, but I think he believes what he says. You know what I mean? But I mean, maybe it is just tactic and but stay relevant. But I don't know, man. This guy is crazy.
Maybe he had a UFO abduction, and he
Some
changed
shit,
after.
some shit, bro. He I wouldn't pass that him saying it, bro, or something.
And his father is also a character. What do you think about his father? Because his father is also talked a lot about you, and not in a good way.
Oh yeah, no, we made him exchange our words plenty of times. I don't like him just as equal as the son. You know what I mean? I think they're both just disrespectful human beings. They don't respect nobody and they just have no respect. You know what I mean? And no morals and none of that. So I just don't respect them, bro. Both of them.
Have you ever sparred any of these fighters that we mentioned? Like, have you sparred
Never,
any? Wow.
never.
So you never sparred Teofimo Lopez? Never.
I've never sparred none of these guys.
Wow. What have you sparred anybody in 140 that's ranked right now?
No, no, I haven't. I haven't sparred anybody that's ranked. Actually,
Okay. Um and as far as, let's say, the worst happens, let's say, because today's boxing, sad to say, but sometimes you gotta you gotta move up if you can't get the fights that you want. Let's say the worst scenario happens. And would you move to 147 if you can't get any of the fights that you want?
yeah. If like I said, if it makes sense, if it was title shot and and they're compensating me correctly, then yeah, of course, man, no problem. I'll move it to 147. Would I like to? No, because I'm comfortable at 140. I'm still eating breakfast the day before the weigh-ins. I'm not like starving myself or nothing. But I would not. I would only do that if it makes sense, really. Like you said, if it was for a title shot and a big opportunity, then of course. But other than that, no, there's not even no point in talking about 147.
Okay. Why do you think a lot of fighters don't want to fight each other? Is it because of the undefeated? Is because they don't want to lose their record, or because you said that fighters are not, they don't have fear, but every fighter has some sort of fear. It might not be in the ring, but it might be losing that undefeated record because they might because that whole Floyd Weather Junior stuff. Do you think that might be a reason people are afraid of risking for low reward fights as far as money?
I, I maybe, but I think it's more like fighters like wanting to overprice themselves, and it goes back to that. I think it's fighters like they're willing to take the fight, but not at the price that the promoter wants to pay, and they're like, nah, why am I gonna take this hard fight, when I can fight just this guy for a couple less dollars, so I just think that's what it is, and I don't think it's necessarily so much, they're scared. I just think it's overpricing themselves a lot.
Okay, so this is an old school question for you. If there was only one belt per division and there was just eight, like back in the old days, just eight divisions, you think it would be easier to make these fights?
Oh, 1,000%, 1,000%. Because at this point you're gonna have to fight. the next guy up, or everyone's gonna be scratching and clawing and trying to get up there. So I think that it'll be way easier like that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. So would you be in favor of having, because in the old days, they had the National Boxing Association, which was just a national belt and not this all these world different titles. So if, in the United States, we had like a National Boxing Association again, and there was, just 8 divisions for one belt. You're saying that that would absolutely be the difference make. I mean, that would be the difference in boxing as having all these belts and
I think so, but then again too, it is cool to have the WBA, WBO, IBF, WBC, because those it's 4 different bouts, and you can have 4 different champions, and it's 4 different people getting an opportunity to be a champion and getting paid. So I think that's cool as well. What I'm saying, I think it goes both ways. What I'm saying, but either one, either ideas, it's fine with me. But when fighters hold belts hostages, that's a problem.
yeah, that is a problem. Would you like to be undisputed?
Oh man, of course. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? So if I was to ever given the opportunity, of course you know, I'll take full advantage of it.
Okay, so this is another question. Would you, I mean, if what's more important for you? I mean, I know you're a boxer, you got to earn money. I mean, that's what you got to do. But what will be more important for you, the money or becoming an undisputed champion?
Well, I think it goes hand in hand, because if I'm undisputed, I'm making money, so
Right.
it doesn't really, it goes hand in hand, but I take pride in taking care of my family first, of course, and my kids, but being undisputed is a goal, man. That's my kids are they're good right now, so that's a goal for me right now.
So if fighters are leaving the belts hostages, do you think they want to be undisputed? And
Maybe. Of course, I think that's the goal for everybody. Now undisputed gets thrown around a lot. But I think you look at what Terrence Crawford did, and you look at what these other fighters that were undisputed did, and I think it's a goal for a lot of fighters now. And which is a good thing. I mean, champions facing champions is always a good thing. So, but you know what? It kind of sucks when you're in line waiting. But it's all right. I feel like my time is coming. Real soon this year. So the best thing we can do is just stay, like I said, stay training, stay active. Keep fighting.
what was your best fighter growing up?
My favorite fighter?
Yeah.
Oh man, I liked a few. I like Tyson De La Hoya. I like Mosley. At some points too. Chavez, of course. Sugar Ray Leonard. She was cool, man. I liked him. He was amazing. But I mean, I didn't really get to see him growing up, but I seen a lot of highlights and stuff like that. But he was really amazing. But yeah, there's just a few fighters I like.
You have a very interesting style of fight. I watched a few of your fights, and you have good counters. Um, and you move and you throw your jab, and you know how to fight. Also, like you throw a big volume of punches too. Um, what type of style would you say matches your style with an old school fighter? Like what fighter would that be?
Man, you know what? I've been asked that, and I don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I can't. Like I can't. Like I don't try to be like no. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I just. It's just the way I fight, and I don't. I can't. Like I wouldn't be able to. Someone else would have to do it because I can't see it, or I wouldn't be able to compare it.
Okay. All right. So I guess that was Barbosa, all the questions that I have for you. And I really want to thank you for giving us this chance to give us an interview. We really wanted to talk to you. It's and definitely, we're gonna make a few clips, try to make a little bit of noise so we can get you more attention. I know that we respect fighters like you who want to fight everybody. That's what Golden Era is all about. We have no respect for fighters who avoid fighters. That's why Tio gets a lot of heat here. But you, man, I mean, I hope that he gives you the opportunity to earn a world title, or you get an opportunity to get the fights that you want. When and it really sucks. You can't do that. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah. No. I appreciate it, man. Again, sorry. That I know this interview was supposed to be a few days ago, but I just was the kids and enjoying the last weekend before before we hit Monday hard. So I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate the interview, and I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for being part of Golden Era, and thank you, Arnold. And we'll see you next time as well. So thank you
Thank you,
for
brother.
the interview, man.
Appreciate you.
Have a good
Thank
one.
you.
Okay, bye. All right, so lo tenéis todos. Tenemos aquí a Arnold Barbosa y, una entrevista muy interesante donde él ha enseñado, que él quiere estas peleas también, y aquí en Golden Era vamos a dar estas entrevistas también. So, muchas gracias a Arnold Barbosa por estar aquí, muchas gracias a vosotros también. Tiene la entrevista preparada para las 8, pero, pues Arnold pues tenía otras cosas que hacer y no estaba conduciendo, so lo pudimos hacer a las 9:30, o bueno, poco antes, por las 9:30. La próxima entrevista la tenemos el martes y va a ser con Alberto Puello, el boxeador dominicano. So, hablaremos con él el martes. So, esa será la próxima. So, let's get it. Danos un like, suscríbete al mejor canal de boxeo en español e inglés y visita nuestra página web golderaboxing.com para más información y más noticias y haceros parte de este gran canal donde siempre hacemos las mejores preguntas. All right, deuces y hasta la próxima. Peace out.